It is 6 o'clock. I'm going to call to order this meeting of the Noblesville Common Council for Tuesday, April 15th. If you will all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Mr. Thurston, will you lead us this evening?
Love to. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. Ms. Lees, will you call the roll?
Mr. Boyce.
Present.
Mr. Davis.
Present.
Mr. Elliott.
Present.
Mr. Johnson.
Present.
Mr. Peterson.
Here.
Mr. Schwartz.
Present.
Mr. Smith.
Present.
Mr. Thurston.
Present.
Ms. Wiles.
Present.
Madam President, you have a quorum.
Wonderful. We will move on to the approval of the minutes from the March 25th, 2025 meeting.
Move to approve. Second.
It has been moved and seconded to approve the minutes from March 25th. All those in favor, raise your right hand. 9-0. Approval of the agenda.
Move to approve the agenda. Second.
It has been moved and seconded to approve the agenda as presented. All those in favor, raise your right hand. 9-0. Petitions or comments by citizens who are present. I do not have any cards, but if anyone would like to make a comment, you can fill them out on the table in the back and then hand them to the clerk's table, and we will have you come up when it's time when you'd like to make the comment. So Mayor Jensen was called away, so we will pass on the mayor's comments and go on to the council committee reports, and we will start off with the Downtown District Committee and Parks. Mr. Smith.
Thank you, Madam President. The Downtown District Committee met on Friday, March 28th. We had a slew of people in the room, and we covered a lot of topics. We first started with the Embrace Downtown project rollout. That was the night prior. There were about 100 to 150 people in this room, and then down the hall. It was a great turnout to showcase the plans for what's to come for downtown Noblesville. So we covered that. The Downtown District Committee, just as a bit of history, was created exactly for that project. So it's been a long time coming. Madam President started the committee in 2017, so there's been a lot of studying that's happened over the past nearly a decade, and it's exciting to see that come to fruition. The state of that project right now, the engineering and design team is in the process of getting feedback from the community. So that was kind of the first lob out there to get feedback on what it looks like, what materials we should use. And so anybody who's a citizen should be encouraged to go to the website, Embrace Downtown, embracedowntownnoblesville.com, to share their feedback on the project as we're going through. So more to come there, but it was exciting to see such a good turnout the night before and people that are engaged on a really important project. We also talked about a separate project downtown with Logan and Clinton streets. It's been a big priority for this council and for the administration to find ways to preserve the bricks on Clinton and Logan streets. And so there's a study that we'll see later in the agenda tonight that approves funds to study how we can best preserve those streets in downtown Noblesville. And again, for the record, to preserve the brick streets. They are going nowhere. So that was another exciting piece that goes towards the preservation that we've committed to downtown. A part of the committee also looks at parks programming. The parks team shared they've had great attendance at some of the big events they've had early this year. The Princess Ball had almost 600 people in attendance, and it was a great event. Me and my daughter went. It was a lot of fun. And then we just briefly talked about some of the other topics important downtown, like the Peony Festival, the Dora District, as the weather gets warmer and more people are out and about, and briefly touched on 2 new businesses that are coming to downtown, that have actually already came to downtown Noblesville. Muscle Mobility is on Logan Street, and the Tea and Spice Exchange will be next to Primeval, and they are in the process of opening up. So a lot of great stuff, and we finished 15 minutes early. So we packed it in.
Yes. Any questions for Mr. Smith? Seeing none, we will move on to the Roads Committee and Mr. Boyce.
Thank you very much, Madam President. Yes, the Roads Committee met on April 4th. Myself, Mr. Thurston, and Mr. Wiles were all present. Talked about quite a few things. Pleasant Street Phase 2, the ground improvement is beginning soon there, and so we're going to be closing 11th Street through 13th Street. That should happen on the 15th of this month, which is what, today?
Today?
Tomorrow? Yeah. Phase 2, July closure of 32 and Hague. That's going to be a really disruptive closure. It's going to happen for 75 days. It looks like it's going to happen now in July. Little Chicago Bridge, then the final paving for that is happening middle of this month. We have 3 road rehabilitation contracts, and all of those are going through the processes right now for this year. And as Mr. Smith talked, the Embrace Downtown Open House was very successful. Right now, the engineering team is reviewing surfaces and materials so that they can decide exactly what is best for it. If anyone has any questions, they can go to embracedowntownnoblesville.com. Then also the 38 and Logan Street roundabout is going to start construction now, it looks like next year. And the only other thing that I had was Mr. Thurston and I had a new taste test of a new coffee that was very interesting, and we don't recommend it goes on sale anytime soon. So, absolutely. That's it.
Any questions of Mr. Boyce and the Roads Committee?
She's embarrassed.
Hearing none, we will move on to the Finance Committee. Mr. Davis.
Thank you, Madam President. We met April 10th. Todd Thurston and myself. Tom McDonald talked about a fiscal action appropriation transfer for the Logan Clinton Street Brick Rehabilitation Project. Tom also gave us an update for the 2026 budget development timeline and an update on the summary of routine appropriation transfers per RC 1-25, Section 1, Quarter 1, 2025. Caitlin Kesner gave us an update for a summary of appropriation of grant proceeds per RC 2-25, Section 1, Quarter 1, 2025. We did not have a quorum, so the claims docket is not, we can't recommend the claims docket.
But you can make a motion.
I can make a motion here, though, to
Madam President,
Mr. Thurston.
I will make a motion that we approve the claims as submitted.
second.
It has been moved and seconded to approve the claims as submitted. This is a hand vote. All those in favor, raise your right hand. 9-0. Thank you very much. Mrs. Jarl, is there a particular item? It doesn't look like there's a particular item that you want to speak to. If you would like to go ahead and come forward and state your name and your address, please. And if I messed up your last name, I apologize.
I'm Nancy Gerald, and I actually live in Fishers, but I'm at 141st in Cumberland. And I want to compliment the road department. When they fixed Cumberland from Greenfield up Market, they did it so fast. I don't go up there every day, I'm retired, but every 3 or 4 days, and it was done zip quick. They were fantastic.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We don't get good
compliments
feedback
on
very often, so it's nice.
You
Thank
can
you.
come back anytime.
Do you have anything else you want to say? Anything else you want to say?
Yes.
Meeting adjourned.
Thank you very much. Yes.
And we'll be sure to share that with the street and engineering
We
departments.
will.
Thank you.
Yes, yes, thank you very much. Okay, we will move on to previously discussed ordinances. Council to consider ordinance number 07-02-25, an ordinance annexing approximately 170.86 acres in Noblesville Township, property adjacent to the intersection of East 206th Street, north and south sides, and Hague Road, east and west sides. Ms. Shelton.
Good evening. This is the final leg in the adoption of this ordinance. At our last meeting of the council, we did adopt the resolution for the fiscal analysis. We held the public hearing, so tonight's action would be to actually adopt this 170 acres into the corporate limits of Noblesville. If you have any questions, I'm here to answer them.
Any questions of Ms. Shelton?
Madam President,
Mr. Davis?
I move to approve ordinance 07-02-25.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded to approve ordinance number 07-02-25 as presented. This is a roll call vote. Ms. Lees?
Mr. Boyce?
Nay.
Mr. Davis?
Aye.
Mr. Elliott?
Nay.
Mr. Johnson?
Aye.
Mr. Peterson?
Aye.
Mr. Schwartz?
Aye.
Mr. Smith?
Aye.
Mr. Thurston?
Aye.
Ms. Wiles?
Aye.
7 aye, 2 nay. The ordinance is approved.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We will now move on to proposed development presentations. Council to hear introductory information concerning a proposed development on approximately 91 acres on the east side of Little Chicago Road to be known as Montclair. Mr. Schinover, good evening.
Thank you, Madam President, and good evening as well. For the record, Jim Schinover, an attorney with the law firm of Nelson and Frankenberger with offices in Carmel. We're representing the applicant, MI Homes, in regard to this request. Present with me tonight from MI Homes is John Isaacs, Jen Lewis, and Tim Westerfield. This is an introductory presentation for a rezone request in preliminary development plan for a single-family for-sale residential community to be known as Montclair. As a side note, the exhibits I'm going to go through with you will link to your agenda for both Montclair and then later this afternoon for Bending Branch. Thank you to Evelyn for getting the Bending Branch exhibits linked to your agenda, so we do appreciate that. The real estate was included in your brochure submittals as well. The site consists of various parcels that include approximately 91 acres. These parcels are generally located north of 146th Street between Little Chicago Road and Mill Creek Road. So again, 146th Street to the south, Little Chicago Road, Mill Creek Road. Next exhibit is the concept plan, site plan. Again, this is a for-sale, executive-style residential community that will have approximately 136 lots, consisting of a mix of ranch and two-story homes with side-load and carriage-style garages. Also, innovative new floor plans that MI is bringing to the Noblesville market. There are also flexible options for lofts and basements. There's also approximately 43 acres of gross open space, including tree preservation areas, which accounts for approximately 46% of the overall site. And anticipated price ranges will be from $600,000 to $800,000. Access to the community will be off both Little Chicago Road and Mill Creek Road to the east.
Mr. Schinover, I apologize. Can you clarify again where this is located? It's north of, you said 146th Street, and so that kind of threw me.
I'm sorry, I may have misspoken. We're just east of and adjacent to Little Chicago, west of and adjacent to Mill Creek Road.
Okay,
So I apologize.
that's right.
The south, excuse me, sir, the southwest corner in your drawing is the Meyer store, on the southwest side?
Yes.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
So north of 32.
North of 32.
North of 32.
Sorry, north of
Okay, thank
32.
you.
I apologize when I
Thank you.
said south of
I was like,
32. I do
wait a second.
apologize
That would
for
be
that.
Hazeldale if you're down at 146th Street, so, sorry.
It's actually in Fishers.
This exhibit includes a summary of some of the aspects of the proposal. We're going to have diverse lineup of new floor plans, as I mentioned, as well as elevations, which would be new to this Noblesville market. Covered porches and patio options per the plan elevations. Garages will also have optional forward extensions to create dimensional effect on streetscapes. And again, side load and carriage-style garages will be offered. All homes will have a 24-inch wainscot on all four sides. And then there'll be four-sided architecture that's required per the PD ordinance, which will align with the architecture of the Gatewood Lakes and Morris Village communities. We've also included sample home architecture. We'll be going to the ARB committee tomorrow. Again, these are single ranch homes, will range from 1,900 square feet to over 2,700 square feet, flexible options for lofts and basements. Two-story homes will start at 2,200 square feet and can expand up to 3,800 square feet with options for basements as well. Here are more examples of the home architecture that are included with the PD ordinance, and that will be reviewed as well by the ARB committee tomorrow. We also included in the presentation package interior photos to show the quality and character of the interior finishes of these homes. And then finally, we also wanted to show you the proposed entryway signage for the community. And in conclusion, MI has worked closely with the administration and staff regarding the design of the community, especially the home design and architecture. We've scheduled a neighborhood meeting that will occur on Wednesday, May 7th at 6:30 at Grace Church. And once we mail out the neighborhood meeting notice next week, we'll be sure to send a copy as well to staff and all council members in the event that you want to attend. We thank you for your time and remain available for any initial comments you may have on this proposal or any input that you may have. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions or comments for Mr. Sidor? Mr. Peterson?
Before we get to the rental restrictions that MI is committed to in the past, will that be part of both of these projects?
Yes, they'd be
Okay.
agreeable to that.
And those all appear to be side-load garages? Was that also correct? Okay.
Correct.
And I didn't get, in the ARB package for tomorrow morning, I didn't get the grading system from Veritas that we usually get ahead of the meeting. Did you guys get it? Okay,
I don't think
we can work that out
received
tomorrow.
anything.
If it's available. Okay, I got everything else, but
Got it.
Other questions?
nope, that's it.
Yes,
President,
Mr. Christian.
I have a couple. You mentioned the two-story home starting at 2,200. Is there a single-story option as well?
Yes, there are ranch homes that are offered within the community and then two-story homes as well.
Okay. And then is there is there a similar development where I'm around that I might see some of these built already? I'm one of those guys that like to walk through some of your other stuff to get a better idea. It's better than just looking at pictures.
So locally, I can send you to a project in Brownsburg that has our Prestige series in it.
Okay.
These homes in particular have not been built anywhere in our area. I'd have to send you to a couple areas in Cincinnati or Chicago.
Two places I try to avoid.
And I would not want to necessarily send you there because there will be some changes to
Right.
those homes as we bring them here.
But Brownsburg would be similar?
On the interior finishes and some of the architecture and details, but these will be better than what you would see there if I sent you there.
Okay.
But I'd be happy to get you an address to send
Mr.
you.
Isaacs, could you give us your name and address?
Oh, I apologize. Jonathan Isaacs, with MI Homes, and address.
Please.
I'm going to give you
Yes.
my home address because I'm from Noblesville, so 1603 Chestnut Court, Noblesville, Indiana. I can't do that everywhere I go, but this is hometown, so. So yeah, I'll be happy to, I can send you.
Yeah, if you could send me
directions.
the information,
That'd be
just the name of the community in
Yep.
Brownsburg or something.
Yeah, it'll be better than what I send you
And the two that are in
to.
Cincinnati, Chicago, do they have, yeah, most of the developments have websites with drawings or with.
Yeah, I can direct you to some websites.
If you
Yeah,
could do that as well,
Yep.
that'd be great.
certainly.
Thank you.
Yep.
Other questions? Yes, Mr. Elliott.
Just to save some time here, so on the next community that you're going to present, Silo Ridge would be a fairly comparable product, is that correct?
Parts of Silo Ridge.
Parts
yes.
of Silo Ridge,
Yeah.
okay, gotcha. Great. Well, quick feedback here. I always love your packets. You provide a lot of information, and even if I'm not like a 100% fan of the community or whatnot, the information that you provide is great. So I wanted to provide that feedback. And I really like this community. I like the green space. I like the concept you're going for here. I think my only comment between Montclair and then the next community that we're going to evaluate as well is that I don't necessarily mind like the white brick. I like that look to the exterior. But I think it's when there's white siding next to a lighter color stone or brick as well, where it starts to look a little too whitewashed, and it's kind of stark. So that would be my only feedback, but I like a lot of the Montclair elevations, and I'm excited for the project. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
And you probably said this and I missed it, so I apologize. How many home sites in this development?
136.
136, okay, thank you very much.
I'm sorry, Madam President.
Yeah, Mr. Thurston.
Is there just looking at this, is there a park or community common area or anything like that?
So in this one, there will be some common areas that we will address. One of them, so the landowners here, you have the Diocese of Lafayette purchased a big chunk of this, and then two parcels that are off of Mill Creek Road are owned by Spencer and McMahon. And they have an area that they call Sunset Park at the back of their property. And when they want to go get lost and not get found for a little while, they have a table set up and they watch the sunset and their wives can't find them. We're going to kind of preserve that area in ode to them. And I'm not sure what we're going to really call it, but there will be some kind of a sitting area or something to that respect. As far as the rest of the community goes, these lots being a little bit larger, looking for that kind of upper scale level here, we're really looking at, the expectation is if someone wants a pool or whatever in their backyard, they're going to do it in their backyard, and you're going to live more in your backyard in this kind of a neighborhood than in a general common area. But there's plenty of common areas throughout the community.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Dave,
Just
Mr. Johnson.
one. Gentlemen, the green easement that we're showing across the northern side, I assume that's the pipelines that are in that part of the world?
Yeah, this site is blessed with 3 of them.
And easement, I'm sensitive to easements in my neighborhood from Duke Energy of recent. Access to the homes on the north side of the pipeline, that has all been arranged and squared up so that
We're still working through that with the utility company, but the idea is that we will have a roadway.
An easement on top of an easement.
A roadway that goes through that easement area.
Okay.
And again, it'll make some great home sites there in order to make that happen. Our engineer has given us the possibility that the northernmost one that you see with the 4 units, 4 home sites on it, possibly may not be able to get cover over their pipeline to make that happen. Then we'd get a little more open space. But yeah.
Thank you.
And we strive to not put any of those types of easements, whether it's transmission easements from overhead or from gas pipeline easements, on the properties themselves. So we are sticklers about that. We do not want a property owner to be overly restricted with those types of easements on their individual home site.
Or surprised 20 years later.
Or surprised later, yeah.
Thank you.
All right, anything else? Okay, we will move on to the next project, which is council to hear introductory information concerning a proposed development on approximately 91 acres north and adjacent to 191st Street and east and adjacent to Moontown Road, to be known as Bending Branch. Mr. Schinover.
Good evening again. For the record, Jim Schinover, attorney with the law firm of Nelson Frankenberg with offices in Carmel. Still with us tonight from MI Homes, John Isaacs, Jen Lewis, Tim Westerfield. This is another introductory presentation for a rezone request preliminary development plan for a single-family for-sale community that will be known as Bending Branch. This is a site location map. The site includes 2 parcels that consist of 99 acres, which are located north of and adjacent to 191st Street and east and adjacent to Moontown Road. Site plan for the community, again, for sale residential community will have approximately 190 lots. Both ranch and two-story homes will be offered. This community will also include an amenity area, as well as open space areas, common areas, and ponds. There's approximately 40 acres of gross common open spaces and areas within this community, which would comprise about 40% of the overall site. Access to the community will be off Moontown Road to the west and 191st Street to the south. Anticipated price ranges for this community start from the mid-400s to the $700,000 range. Regarding some specific features of the community and site design, there'll be a grand boulevard entrance. These will be on 65-foot wide lots. There'll be window treatments that include shutters, wood trim, wrap, and brick to detail around the homes. And I'm sorry for my glasses. 2- and 3-car front-load garages will be provided. Also tree-lined streets, and then community gathering areas and amenity areas and ponds will also be included. Regarding the home architecture, we included numerous examples of elevations of the proposed homes for these communities. Again, this will go to ARB tomorrow. So I'm going to only show you a few of those, but there are numerous exhibits included behind tab 4 of your brochure. Ranch homes will start at 1,900 square feet, and two-story homes will start around 2,200 square feet. And again, anticipated price ranges, the mid-400s to $700,000. Some of the additional home architecture. Again, one shot of the interior spaces to show the quality and character that MI is known for. Sample of the proposed entryway treatment with the entryway signage. And then similar to the last project, we will be having a neighborhood meeting for this proposal the following day on Thursday, May 8th at 6:30 at Grace Church. And MI has also worked closely with the administration and staff on this particular community, both the design and the architectural elements. With that said, we'll remain available for any other questions or input that you may have for us tonight. Thank you.
Any questions, Mr. Schinover, on this project?
Very quick comment.
Yep.
I love the front facades of both of these communities, the entryways, and just for future development to anybody watching this meeting right now, that is what I want in every community. I just think it adds such a flair to our city and really gives a good presence. So thank you on both of these for adding that in there.
Mr. Johnson?
Mr.
yes.
Senator, the northern section north of the, on the north end of the property, the wooded area we see,
Yes, sir.
reason to maintain that as woods, or? I
That'll
mean,
be
I like the idea of keeping it as a green space.
tree
Will that be-
preservation area. We want to maintain those woods.
And that would be part of the community, or part of the owned by the community, not by
Yeah,
an
it would be
individual?
included in a common area space,
In the
so
common
it would be
areas.
maintained by the HOA, professionally managed HOA.
Sure, sure. And trails or whatnot, it's up, if they want to develop something within those woods that would walkways or pathways.
While
through
it's potentially a possibility, I think there's really a desire to really maintain those woods in their current condition, because they add a lot of value to not only this community, but surrounding roadways.
Thank you.
Anything else? Mr. Smith?
One general comment and then a comment on this. I just thought it'd be helpful for the public that's watching. When they throw out price points, I think you said this was 4 to 7, right? That's not something that you dictate or something that we dictate. The market dictates that. So when you're throwing it out there, that's just an assumption, but that could obviously change depending on supply, demand, and all that.
You are absolutely correct.
Yep.
We like to report price ranges because it's often a question
Yep.
Before different bodies and by the public, but you're absolutely right.
Yep.
Based on when these homes are built and conditions in the future, those are things that we can't control.
Yeah, because that's a question
Yeah.
I get pretty often where, we're approving X price neighborhoods and we're not controlling that, you aren't either. So just wanted to throw that for the public. One point that I had, this is more for our representatives on ARB tomorrow. Mr. Peterson knows that I'm a stickler on front porches and the depth that they are. If we can just make sure that all the front porches that are approved are big enough to sit a chair on and actually get to know your neighbors, that's something that's pretty important to me. A lot of the elevations that I saw seemed like they met that, but I just want to make sure that that's a part of what we approve going forward.
Duly noted.
Anyone else?
For ARB tomorrow, I recognize the names of a lot of the models. Which neighborhood of the successful neighborhoods that MI has put together is most like, has the most of these models? Silo Ridge?
Yeah, so portions of Silo Ridge would have the models from this neighborhood. There's not that many of them, but let's say all the perimeter that have all the walkout basements, those would all be of this model type that we would have in this community. And
Marion, does Marion have some of these?
Marion would have some of the ranches in there could be similar, but there's so many updates since when Marion went in that there's a significant number of changes. And then,
Todd, Mr. Thurston drives me around, you know, I want to know where we're going.
yeah. The one that I would send you to Brownsburg would be very similar for the architecture in this neighborhood. And interior finishes and exterior finishes and things like that would be quite similar. So when I send you that one,
I'll make Darren drunk at that one.
and I'd be happy to meet you out there and show you that the model is phenomenal, so.
Thank you. And I appreciate the fact that there is variety in the subdivisions, that there is a number of different elevations, a number of different options. I think that's, you know, that's what lends character to the community.
Yeah, and this property is very, very cool. I mean, obviously it's on 191st Street, which is a major corridor, you know, in the future for both, you know, Noblesville and Westfield to get out to 31. The area to that north, that natural area, there is a legal drain that runs through there. So we do have some constraints from a surveyor's office perspective, but anything that we can do to enhance that area, get access to it, the goal here is get as many home sites that have, you know, visibility to some of these common areas.
You need to maintain it as a legal drain.
It will have to be maintained as a legal drain. Hopefully, we get to keep all the trees too.
Right.
Anything else? Thank you very much.
We appreciate your time
All right.
tonight.
Thank you, folks.
Next items on the agenda are miscellaneous items. Number one, council to receive summary of appropriation of first quarter grant proceeds pursuant to resolution RC-2-25, and council to receive summary of fiscally neutral first quarter appropriation transfers pursuant to resolution RC-1-25. These are both presented for information only. They were reviewed and discussed at the Finance Committee, and so if you have any questions regarding those, please feel free to talk to Finance Committee members. So we will move on to transfer number one. Council to consider transfer TA-01-25, an appropriation transfer from the Downtown Development Fund for the Logan Street, Clinton Street Brick Study Rehabilitation Project. Mr. McDonald.
Thank you, Madam President, members of the council. Tom McDonald, Deputy Financial Officer. So the item before you is for an appropriation transfer of $89,100 from the non-departmental budget to the street improvement and rehabilitation budget. As mentioned at the top of the meeting, the purpose of this is to fund a professional engineering contract to study options for preserving the brick surface on Logan and Clinton Streets. The contract for this was approved this morning at the Board of Works meeting, and the source of funding would be from the Downtown Development Fund. That is available in the non-departmental budget for eligible costs that are identified during this fiscal year. And because this is a net zero transfer and it's for a one-time cost, it is a fiscally neutral action.
And just as a reminder to the committee that how this is set up with the downtown district, that any time that there's a recommendation for over $50,000 for disbursements from that fund, it comes through the council in this process. So, thank you.
Madam President,
Mr. Davis.
I move to approve transfer TA-01-25 as presented.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded to approve transfer TA-01-25 as presented. This is a hand vote. All those in favor, raise your right hand. 9-0. Okay. Thank you very much. We're now on to council comments. Anyone? Anyone? Seeing none, we are adjourned. Thank you all very much.